Hi, I'm Saturn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to do a pick a card reading, but I'm only giving you two options. But it's good to know because there's always more than one option, and sometimes it's both. So I'm giving you two options, right? The first reading is going to be this funky little mushroom. Funky little mushroom? Is that the vibe we're going for? Or, second reading, funky little lion. Look at the funky little lion. Or, funky little mushroom. Pick one. And we will get into it right away. Straight away. I lost my freaking cord for my microphone. So this is the quality you're getting. This is the quality we're getting. And I just picked up the Fairy Oracle deck. So I guess that's not what we're going to start with. We're not going to start with that. We're going to do what message that you need to hear right now. I'm going to kind of do a kind of get off your ass reading. What do you need to do to get off your ass? What is preventing you from getting off your ass? Okay? That's what we're looking at. What is preventing you from getting off your ass? And I'm going to use the Modern Witch Tarot deck, and I will draw a Fairy Oracle card for you. Don't worry, because I know you probably got excited, you little mushroom people, to get the Fairy Oracle deck. I will get some fairies in here, okay? We're just not going to start off with that energy. So because, they definitely will tell you what you need to do to get off your ass. They will tell you what in the house needs cleaning. Ooh. So we're doing some housekeeping here. We're just doing some housekeeping here, you know? Saturn is in the house. Actually, we are in a Saturn era currently, okay? And first off, we have the King of Wands. It's giving just do it. It's giving you're the only person who's in your way. You have everything that you need, and you just need to do it. And that's it. And starting is the hardest part, my sweetling, my sweet dumpling. Starting is the hardest part. But you could do it. You could do it. Look at that. You have the determination, you have the fire, you have the desire behind it. You want it. You want it. So what is stopping you from going for it? Let's look at the bottom. Oh, we got the Star in reverse. Okay. So, honey boo, why are you faking yourself about your dreams, right? You're like, maybe that's not what I really want, though. Liar. You're lying to yourself. You are deluding yourself. You are living in this fantasy that is not serving you, okay? Okay? Spicy. Okay. We're going to shuffle a little bit more. So, what is it? What is going on? Why are we choosing this fantasy? Why is the fantasy what we want right now? Why is that? Okay, this one really wants to come out. Oh, the sun also reversed. Okay, so we have some shadow work to do. So, time to get the journal out, my babies. Okay, time to get the journal out because there is some shadow work that you need to do. Okay, this one wanted to come out too. Nine of Swords. What did I just say? Girl, what did I just say? All right. Okay, well, Wilder, slow down. Let's pause. Hold on. Okay. Nine of Swords. We are just torturing ourselves with our thoughts, aren't we? we're like, something about it. It's so funny. It's like we're so ready to go. Like you are so ready to just execute it. But there is this hang up with these comforts, these things that are comforting to you. This inner child clinging onto the old behaviors and beliefs here, and it is tearing you up inside. It's tearing you up inside. Okay, so that's why I said about the shadow work and the journaling. It's time to get your journal out, okay? And maybe just do a dump. Just write down every single thing in your head. That's not going to help, okay? We're just doing some clearing there. Just write down every single fucking thought you've ever had, right? And just take 10 minutes to do it. 5 minutes. Just start writing. Don't put a time limit to it. Just start writing, okay? And see what comes out. And it may or may not be helpful, but you can like crumple all of that shit up and throw it away or burn it or whatever safely. Whatever you can do. We're just getting that out, okay? We're just sifting through all of this stuff that's going on in our brains. Then we can like pause and sit with ourselves and start to be in conversation with our younger self, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. That's your homework. I don't want to do that. Ew, I don't want to do that. I know. Okay? It's so much more comfortable to hold on to these old beliefs that are no longer serving us. But look what it's doing to you. Dude, you are not happy. You're not in a good place. You're losing sleep over this, right? And some of you might be having intrusive thoughts because of this stagnancy, because of staying in these little like lovely little world that you made for yourself, in this comfort zone. And like King of Wands doesn't give a one flying fuck about your comfort zone. The King of Wands is ready to just go for it. The King of Wands is like, what are you waiting for? So the comfort zone is not serving us, and you know that, and you're ready to move forward. And it's hard. I know it's hard. Let's see what this card is, because it kind of wanted to come out. King of Pentacles, okay? On the other side of this is success. And maybe with the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles here, we're like dealing with some fire signs. Maybe there is a Leo, because this King of Wands does have a lion on the throne. But then like King of Pentacles, maybe we're dealing with a Taurus also. So fixed signs. There's fixed energy here. There is some stubbornness happening. So it's really like digging your heels in the sand and needing to drag yourself through this process that you know will be good for you. And well, I was going to say maybe there's somebody who knows, who's like been through this, who can guide you, but I don't think that's the case in this instance with these like king energies. It's very much like you know what's best for you, and the more that you deliberate on it, the more you feed these narratives and like stay stuck in these patterns of delusion. Just straightforward. These patterns of delusion, these patterns of holding yourself back from realizing your true happiness. It's like this illusion of happiness. You're like, well, I'm living somebody's dream, so that must be good, right? That's good. That has to be good, right? It's not good, babe. Clearly, we're not dealing with like true happiness, true freedom here. There is something blocking that sunshine from actually coming through, okay? and you're in your head about it, and like you really just need some action to clear this up. And I think like it's been a long time coming with this King of Pentacles. It's been a long time coming. And it's slow. It's slow growth too, so it's hard to see, you know. It's easy to kind of be hung up on the fantasy and on what you think this could be, but isn't. And because it's not to say that you aren't happy, right? Like you are experiencing happiness, but you aren't happy. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? Okay. And it's hard to see kind of like where the success will be, because it's about long-term stability. It's about like creating that for yourself and creating the environment for yourself to flourish. And so it's not like instant gratification, and so it's hard to see the motivation to act now. It's hard to act with the swiftness when what you are acting with this swiftness toward is something slow, something that's not going to grow immediately. These are like seeds that you've planted, but now you're kind of like, well, I don't know, what if I don't want these seeds to grow, you know? Like I think, I don't know, like I should probably get rid of these weeds. But like they've been here for so long, and like sometimes I use them, you know? Sometimes they're medicinal. Sometimes I use them, but they're actually just, they're choking out the sunlight. So the seeds that you planted aren't getting the sunlight that they need to grow because you haven't done the necessary clearing that you need to do. I would recommend doing some cleansing work, and I would recommend honestly working with a healing practitioner, possibly, if it's something that's deeper. Because it seems like it could be like, I've been seeing this whole soul tie thing on the internet lately, and I'm like, okay, this is like when Twin Flames was popular. I'm like, oh, okay. Anyway, you might have some like attachments that you need help severing, and there are ways to do that, and there are people who can help you and like see it better. And sometimes it's something that we can do ourselves, and we can do our cord cuttings and we can do our little cleansing rituals, and other times it's really helpful to get an outside perspective and get kind of like slapped upside the head a little bit with perspective. Not literally, unless you're into that, unless it's consensual. Okay. We don't need this anymore. I want to see actually what the Enchanted Map Oracle has to say. I'm going to pull out a bunch of different decks. That was my intention with this reading, is I wanted to use a bunch of different Oracle decks. So, we're going to look at the Enchanted Map Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. This particular one was a gift. It's funny, the first I look down immediately and it's like rescue in reverse. Nobody's coming to rescue you. Nobody is coming to rescue you in this situation, okay? Even if you ask for help, like, you're gonna be the one doing the work. Ideally, with a good practitioner, they will guide you through the work that you need to do. And you need to take that action. Nobody's coming feeling this victim mentality, like, oh, poor me. I have to, like, make this decision and I really don't want to. And, like, I have to make these decisions for myself. And, like, you got yourself stuck here, basically. Like, nobody took you to this path. You chose to walk it, and now you choose to sit here, and you choose not to weed, okay? It's so funny. It's like, yeah, it's like you're waiting for somebody to tell you what to do. And like I said, like, nobody's gonna, there really isn't. That's not, my camera glitched. So being rescued is not the energy that's coming through. This is something you got to do for yourself, by yourself. Not by yourself necessarily. You can get help, but you kind of need to know what you want. And you do. You know what you want. You're just kind of like hung up in here, and you need to listen to your gut, okay? Do the head, heart, gut exercise if you need it. That's something that has helped me in the past. What does your head tell you that you feel, want, and need? What does your heart tell you that you feel, want, and need? And what does your gut tell you that you feel, want, and need? And it's very basic, very straightforward, simple exercise. Okay, I'm going to pull from the top. Stuck in the mud. Stuck in the mud. Okay, and there's this elephant, which, you know, Ganesh, clearing the pathways. Maybe it's time to hit up those mantras again. Work with Ganesh. Om Ganapatiye Namah. Invite Ganesh in, okay? And then there's a little bird. There's a little birdie. Like a little birdie told me. There might be some gossip going on. Because, I don't know, maybe you've been sharing your thoughts that are keeping you up at night. Maybe you'll get some news. So that's it. Maybe there's some gossip, and maybe there's some news on your way. Who knows? At the bottom we have Heal the Ouch in reverse. It's interesting. Maybe you're thinking that this situation that you're in is going to help, is going to heal the ouch. But something my therapist said to me is it's really hard to heal when you are constantly being triggered. And that is like low-key that's something I want to share with you, okay? Because I don't think that's it. I don't think that this situation is it. I mean, like, you're stuck in the mud and you're like, no, I'm taking a nice mud bath. And it's like, girl, no, you are not taking a nice mud bath. Hello? You are stuck in the mud. Hello? Get out of the mud and clean off. Cleanse yourself. So, okay, that was just some confirmation, I guess. Wow, why am I like so resistant to do the fairy oracle? I feel like there's probably gonna be something in here for you. I usually shuffle this deck until somebody pops out, because that's usually how the fairies be communicating with me, but sometimes I do not do that. Okay, on the bottom we have the Master Maker. And on the top we have the Singer of Courage. And the singers are kind of like the major arcana of the fairy oracle. One might say. And then we have 22, which is another indicator of the major arcana. Like, this is like big moves that you're making here. This is not something that is like just casual growth. And I think maybe that's why there is this hesitancy to move forward with it and to really take action, because like where you're at is like it's comfortable. And yeah, maybe it's like that kind of comfort where you've been comfortable for so long that you're kind of uncomfortable. But that's you know, it's hard. It's hard to go with the Master Maker card, honestly. He's very much like, hone in your craft. Hone it in, okay? And like work on it and focus on it. And you're allowed to make mistakes, but if you do, you need to correct it and do better. So this, for me, has been a card, a kind of like, it's kind of an initiation card. It's like a call to action card for me. And it's about understanding that like you do have purpose and you're not just like a side character in your own life. And it's time to like start recognizing that, especially with the Singer of Courage. It was reversed, but like the singers, as far as I understand, don't really have reversals. And it's an 8, so it's infinity. And then we have 22, which is about like foundation and structure, right? Let's see what the Singer of Courage says. In reverse, when the Song of Courage has grown faint and we feel overcome by fear and self-doubt, the questions we need to ask ourselves begin with, what am I really afraid of? Quite often, deep soul searching enables us to discover that our true fears are hidden behind our false fears. It is impossible to face false fears because they are merely shapeshifters and shadows without substance continually changing form. Facing a real fear is much easier because it doesn't keep changing the rules and moving the goalposts. The question then becomes, what can I do to open my heart to courage so when I feel fear, I can follow through on what I want and need to do? So, girlies, my mushrooms, what do you fear? What are you afraid of? What's keeping you up at night? I think that's the question here, right? Like, are you afraid of stepping into your power? Because that's valid. That's so real. That is so valid, okay? It's scary. It's scary to step into our power. It's scary to take on new things, like I said. It's scary to, like, move forward and, like, have actual success. It's scary to take a chance on bigger things, especially when you're comfortable. Things are nice. You have a certain amount of success. That is good enough. But do we want good enough? For some people, good enough is good enough. But for you, my little mushrooms, I don't think good enough is good enough. I think you want more. I think you want more from life. So we're looking at the fear, and that is what is keeping you on your ass. So, next we are going to do this freaky little guy. My lions. Okay, my little lions, my freaky, funky little guys. I just got a headache right here. I don't normally get a headache right here. So there's something I think that we need to take a look at, something that we need to see. And I'm wondering what that is. So I'm going to say, what is it that my freaky little lions, my funky little boys, are not seeing that will help them move forward. And like I said, it's okay if you picked both. If you picked both piles, that's fine. Because look, the intention is different. Wow. Wow. So, what are we not seeing? What is second pile? Refusing to look at or unaware of. Unawares. Six of Swords reversed. Okay. So what we are not seeing is this, I think, self-sabotaging pattern. This fear of saving yourself, fear of running away. It's kind of like this, it's a toxic pattern. Okay, it's a toxic pattern. And underneath that, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So it's kind of similar to the first pile, where it's like this toxic pattern is keeping you comfortable. But I think that you are also, honestly, I think you might, it's so funny. I was like, what are you not aware of? But I think you might be aware of this. I think that with this Nine of Pentacles, it kind of seems like you are making the choice to stay in a situation because it is currently like taking care of you, essentially. There is something that's being taken care of in this situation by staying in this situation. Yeah, the Devil reversed. Yeah, not the best, not like my favorite place to be, but it's a choice, and you're fully aware that it's a choice, and you are choosing to be there. So that's interesting. Yeah, wow. Okay, so for those of you who are unawares, right, there is maybe an addictive pattern that you are clinging onto because it brings you comfort. And maybe some of you are in the business of making money from things that are maybe not the best things to be making money from right now. It's maybe like not exactly within your values to be making money off of this thing that you maybe are making money off of. But you just kind of don't know where else to turn right now. And like maybe some of you are in this industry and the industry is kind of in charge, right? It's like so big where you are that it might feel like difficult to get out of it, and like it's lucrative, so you're staying, but you can see how it doesn't sit right with you. You know, there is part of you that wants to get away, right? So that's interesting. I wonder what else can we see? Oh, okay, that one. We had two just fall out of my hand. Okay. And they were on their side, but they were facing up. So this is what's crossing you currently. And it's the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. So I think there's like this daily routine happening, and I think there are some characters involved here, right? So we might have a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, kind of, and an earth sign, right? So Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. Is Virgo earth? Wow. Yeah, Virgo's earth. Okay. Ah! Oh my god. So you might be knocking shit up. You might be making a mess right now. So I think that these characters in your life, whether it is you or somebody else with a strong placement, earth or water placement, there's kind of like being at odds, right? Like, or like a parallel happening where you're not facing each other, right? You're seeing in different, you have different point of views. You're looking in different, I mean, you're looking in the same direction, but you're not looking at each other. You got different points of view. And maybe this is like an internal struggle, but that doesn't sit right with me. That doesn't feel correct. But it's possible that there is an internal struggle where you have like your intuition and like what you want, how you feel, and then you have like the practical side of you where you're like, no, but I got to get this bread though, right? So what is it that we're not seeing? I also think that the Knight of Pentacles I always think of as like daily tasks, daily chores, things that we are doing to maintain our self-care, right? Maintain our business, our home, our well-being. We are like keeping it steady. We're like moving forward slowly but steadily. And then Page of Cups is kind of like your intuition, your dreams. So there could be dreams that you're having, but I think like your day-to-day is maybe getting a little bit in the way of your intuition, or there's like for you or signs out there, there's like a practical mindset that is not letting this other perspective kind of come in. It's just kind of like, no, but I need the money, right? Like practically, I need to be stable. I need to like take care of myself and take care of the people who I need to take care of, like my family and like all of these things. And like, so I don't have time for that. I don't have time for the intuition. I don't have time for your messages, Saturn, okay? Actually, it's very Saturnian. It's very like Saturnian energy. Like I have shit to do. I gotta get things done, okay? And I need to build a foundation for myself. But it's never great to ignore your intuition. So I'm guessing that is kind of like, what is it? What is the intuition that is being ignored here? Two of Wands. So there's something else. There is another opportunity for you with this Two of Wands. There's totally another opportunity on the horizon. But does it feel unattainable? King of Pentacles reversed. To feel like not prepared? You're like, no, I can't become the King of Pentacles. Like, I need to be the King of Pentacles for that opportunity to fulfill itself. And I'm just the Knight of Pentacles. I'm not the King. That's you. That's all up in your head, bro. And the Hermit. When I saw this, I was like, you need some outside perspective, okay? And you are blocking it. So that's why, right? At the beginning, I was like, what are we not seeing here? Okay. You need some outside perspective because you're just kind of in your own head. You know a lot. It's so funny because, like, the Hermit here, they're, like, closing the laptop. They're like, okay, I'm done being online. But I've heard I'm clocking out, though, right? So it could be like, okay, keeping work at work and home at home and trying to, like, distinguish those two. I think you're just having trouble seeing the vision. You, like, know that there's this opportunity coming. But you're like, I don't know how I'm going to get there. So I think that you need some faith, and I think that you might need the advice of somebody who is like more spiritually adept, or in tune on in some kind of way that will be helpful to you. Okay. What did I just say? Like, there is this opportunity, okay? This popcorn has a cup for you, and you're like, no, thank you. I don't want to know. I'm good. For why? For why? Because you're tired? So you just want to, like, go after the bag in this way that is harmful to you, but keeps you safe? You're like, oh, okay. What I'm seeing is actually there have been plenty of opportunities that have come your way, and, like, they haven't come through entirely. Like, everything kind of has fallen through. And so you're like, no, like, I'm over it. I don't want any of the opportunities. Fuck off. That's on you. I'm sorry that those other opportunities didn't pan out. But sometimes like that blockage is a blessing, right? Because maybe you weren't ready for those opportunities. Maybe those opportunities weren't actually as good as they seemed. And maybe that's why you need some outside perspective, right? Because you're like, I don't want to look at this. I don't want to look at anything. I don't want your opinion. There's a lot of closed off, fixed energy here. Especially with this King of Pentacles in reverse with the bowls on it. Okay. I don't know why I keep shuffling. Let's see. Actually, I think what you need is some of these Opal Oracle cards, okay? Because they have little nice messages on them, and I used to be so ew, I don't want these cards. They're too love and light, whatever, but they're actually pretty solid. So, we're gonna read them. Let's see. Shine your light. Gifts and talents. You were born with your own unique set of gifts and talents. Pay honor and respect to these qualities, and then go out and share them with the world. But it was reverse. So I'm also kind of feeling like you don't want to share your gifts and talents with the world. You're not feeling ready. You feel like maybe the world doesn't deserve it. You're feeling very after everything I've done for you, this is how I get repaid, the same old shit day after day. It's just the same, and you expect me to do a little song and dance, maybe literally? For what? For why? But where is that attitude gonna get you? Right? Are you actually depriving others, or are you just depriving yourself of being celebrated and having fun? Don't come at me, okay? Don't. All is as it should be. Acceptance. Try to see these situations through the eyes of your best self. You will have the wisdom and the will to refrain from judgment. So send blessings instead. Also in reverse. So there is a little bit of again, with the Four of Cups, I don't want it. This ain't it. Or honestly, it might be this delusion of acceptance. Because there is a difference between accepting something and resigning yourself to something. Okay? Just because you accept something doesn't mean that you can't do something about it. If it's something that you're not happy about, that doesn't mean that there's nothing you can do. Acceptance doesn't mean powerlessness. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Let's see what the fairies have to say, because I'm done hearing myself talk. Nope. Okay. Okay. We have G. Habia, and I've never drawn this one before, so we're gonna look at what that is. And then He of the Fiery Sword. What's this? Definitely phallic imagery there. It's a sword, okay? It's a sword. God. It is still about action, and wow, okay. That's not what I meant, but maybe you just need to get laid. Okay. Or maybe you're a little too much. Maybe you need to stop. Maybe you need to cut it out. Okay. G. Habia. Imaginary fears. Unreal hazards. Realistic caution. He refuses to tell me what the G in his name stands for because he says the more we know about him, the less power he has and the harder it is to do his job. This tells you a lot about him. His powers lie in our imaginations and fears not in the real world, not in any of the real worlds. This is the wicked thing in the closet who keeps frightened children awake at night with eerie, snuffling, wuffling sounds. But when you turn on the light and open the door, he isn't there. Brian wrote, he exists only through the collection of our fears. The Habia thrives on fears, getting stronger and stronger until we face him. He is a sham, a tiny fear blown all out of proportion, and the smallest positive thought will banish him. All of Fairyland knows this, and none is afraid of him. G. Habia's job is to wave our imaginary fears in front of us, making them look as alive and real as he can. He's pretty good at this. The challenge he offers us is to see that certain fears of ours are imaginary, and to distinguish them from the things we actually need to be cautious about. In this way, he tries to teach us to look past the fear and see the realio, trulio truth, whatever that is. It is time to look for the truth behind our fears, to distinguish between what is real and what is just our projection of old traumas and fears into our imaginary future. By delving into our old patterns, we can see past them to a more liberating life. Only by facing these fears honestly and seeing them for what they are do we gain greater ability to open our hearts to the singer of courage, which I drew in the first reading. So maybe this is a twofer. And gain in strength to face the really difficult challenge in our lives. Each false fear confronted and resolved makes us stronger. So it's all blown out of proportion. There's like definitely this through line, right, of being afraid and having those fears not being based in reality, and like looking at like, what are you really afraid of? What are you truly afraid of? And I think you're only holding yourself back, but I do think that like some outside perspective will help. The presence of the fiery sword's master in a reading can indicate that there is, or a need for, clear and focused will and determination to carry through on decisions, even if much effort is required. So, yeah. Get off your ass. Don't be lazy, okay? King of Pentacles gets ugly when they don't do anything, when they are just sitting there on their high throne and feeling bad for themselves. Okay, that's your reading. If you want a follow-up, message me, email me at thesharpestteeth@gmail.com, hit me up. I will make time for you, okay? And that's all I got. So I'll see you later, I guess. Bye.